What surprised me about this board is how ready to go it is right out of the box. Just slap on the wheels and you're all set. The unique default bushing setup is balanced just right, which I'll go into in just a bit. The pneumatic tires are butter smooth, the braking LEDs are already installed, and even the air in the tires are filled just right. All I have to do is to charge it and off I go. I'm a father to a 1-year-old baby, so my life is hectic as well as extremely busy. Being able to just jump on a new board and go is godsend. For reference, for my Walgo 82, I had to order 2 extra sets of bushings and tweak them over a period of 3 to 4 hours to get the bushings to feel just right. This shows just how much care this company has for its customers and the initial experience with the B1 Hercules. That it's not just about delivering a physical product, but delivering a great experience as well. This deck is super stable. It's made out of carbon fiber, which makes the deck stiff, but in a good way, which increases stability of the entire board at higher speeds. In addition, the board uses short barrel bushings on the board side and some sort of hard bushing spacer that increases stability but does not compromise maneuverability. My old Walgo 82 didn't have this setup. As you can see here, the default board side bushing wasn't able to hold my weight while making a turn. However, for the Carbon Hercules, this unique board side bushings setup was able to hold my weight while still making sharp turns. This is very cool stuff that as I was expecting to tinker with the bushing setup for an extended period of time. This just shows the team behind this board are skateboarders themselves, and they're able to address this time-consuming issue with their unique default configuration. I can feel the difference between the Carbon Hercules and my other boards when it comes to accelerations. Of course, no board can even come close to the acceleration of my LaCroix Lone Star Super Sport. However, the Carbon Hercules feels way more responsive than my previous e-skates. It's perhaps the best accelerator in my entire collection other than the Lone Star. I was able to hit 25 miles per hour easy, though you should probably tighten your bushings a bit as the factory settings are geared towards lower speeds. I remember consistently topping out the max speed with my other e-skates with ease and wanting more. However, with this board, I wanted to back off before it hits maximum speed. Seriously guys, this board is fast. The motors are very strong, but also very, very quiet. You can barely hear them. Only when they peak at their top speeds are you able to hear them clearly. This could be a pro or con depending on what you want, but most people want quieter motors, so that's perfect. And for me, it's nice because I don't have to worry about bothering my neighbors when I zoom around the neighborhood. Amazingly, absolutely no voltage sag until the last 20% of the battery. There was once I forgot to charge my battery and left the house at less than 50% charge, and absolutely did not notice any performance degradation until the last 20%, where the board forces me to slow down and limits my top speed, and that's when I realized I forgot to charge my board. The Carbon Hercules performed flawlessly for the first 80% of the battery capacity, and that is absolutely amazing. For comparison, my Walgo 82 starts to slow down as soon as I hit 50% battery capacity. The braking curve of this board is very smooth as well, enough for me to dedicate a whole section in the video to it. The braking is extremely gentle at first. This gives you a lot of room to subtly adjust speed while moving without going into a full braking motion. And when you need to access the full power of the motors for braking, pull back all the way and the board would immediately brake into a complete stop. The B1 has some of the best brakes in the boards that I've tried and perfected the braking curve. I almost always have critiques on brakes for every board I had, except for the B1 Carbon Hercules. I really want to focus on the attention to detail for this board because there are things you normally wouldn't see on the spec sheet. The first are the golden rings around the bolts. I wish more companies would do this. They just look so nice and very different from traditional e-skate looks. As well as the golden underside plates, they just really pop when you look at the board. Plus, they add a nice distinct feel to the board that others just don't have. The board also comes with a free motor mount. This is $50 or more if you want to install it separately for your other boards. It looks good and protects the board, and it's free. The Carbon Hercules also comes with integrated rear LEDs that light up when braking. It also comes with a front LED, which is rated at 400 lumens. A setup like this usually costs close to $100 on other boards. It's good to see that this board is giving it to you for free on top of the motor mounts, especially considering that the rear LEDs are already integrated, meaning the wires are already connected and the holes are already drilled into the board for the integrated LEDs. You'll never need to charge the rear LED as it's connected to the board's battery. That's extra value right there that other boards just don't have. The Carbon Hercules has an 852 watt-hour battery at only $1,400. Other competitors at the same battery capacity are still selling at about $1,700. This is actually an incredible deal that I think no other boards in production can match. The battery carried me about 24 miles going top speed, and I'm a heavier guy at 210 pounds with my gears on. This is compared to 16 miles on my Wildgo 82's 512 watt-hour battery. If you are lighter than me, you should definitely be able to hit 30 miles on this board easy. And finally, remote start. Just turn on the remote and go. This is a must-have function for any current generation e-skate. This board is made for speed and stability. It doesn't have the rebounding feel of a wooden deck, but that's okay because this is the purpose of a carbon fiber deck, which is to be a stable platform for you to reach high speeds safely. This is true for all carbon fiber decks. The board seems to want to straighten itself back up. As you can see here, it tends to straighten itself back up before carving into the other direction. At the end of the day, it carves, and it carves well, considering it's a carbon fiber deck. However, if you want a carver, this board is not for you. So if you like speed, and you want stability, and you want the best value for the highest capacity battery with a lot of freebies, this board is for you. Currently, I think at $1,400, it beats all other boards above the 500 watt-hour mark. Super love this board. Really want to share my experience with you guys. This is just with my first 100 miles on this board, and I'm gonna do another video at 500 miles because the first 100 miles is really just, the honeymoon period. I really want to understand the ins and outs of this board after owning it for about 500 miles. So make sure you click that like button and subscribe. And making a video like this takes about 20 to 30 hours, and that is a lot of time. I love doing e-skate and I love making videos, but any simple like and a subscribe means the whole world to me.